that he was going to schedule a rally at Madison Square Garden to mimic the Nazi rally of 10 February 1939. And by the way, if they win, they're going to correctly say, we told you in the election what we were going to do, and you voted for us. You have green-lighted the whole thing. If we don't tell people about that, if these young black men, how do you think they're going to do if you're a young black male and Trump-inspired army roundup of people? How well do you think you're going to do in that? You think you got nothing to lose? How about looking at American history for one time and see what can happen here? And they are telling you, we're not making this up. We can be fact-checked by anybody. They have promised military roundup. They've promised the gates of hell will rain on the enemies. The Supreme Court has green-lighted it. They were asked the question, if a Navy SEAL is ordered to assassinate a political enemy, the president can't be. There's nothing wrong with that. That's just part of his job. They are telling you they're doing all of this. Pay attention to them right now.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Super Show. As you can tell, I led with a very interesting video because I thought that was, it kind of tells you what to expect if you elect the wrong people. Now, as a veteran that has served overseas, I have friends and family that have given their life overseas for people to have the right to choose who they want to be their leaders. But we still need to be educated, first of all, to make sure that the people we are choosing is going to have all of our best interests at hand. Okay, because if we don't have our best interests at hand, we will very likely have the next American Hitler as the president of the United States. Think about this. The United States of America, the country that involves themselves in all of the world's affairs, has in the running for political office and is a front runner, the American Hitler, ladies and gentlemen. And not only is this American Hitler very well known, he's not hiding behind no curtains, he's not pulling no punches, he's telling you exactly what he plans to do, and he's going to do it if he wins. I want you to think about this. He is going to do it if he wins. I'm telling you right now, if this man wins, it's going to be, America is going to be the new Germany. And to me, as a veteran, that is very disheartening, because think about how many veterans fought in World War I against Germany. How many veterans fought in World War II against Germany again? Because we saw evil in the world and we wanted to stop it. But here it is in America, we not only see this evil, but we support this evil on every channel, on every station, on the radio. Anywhere you drive through America, you would see big, bold signs saying we are in support of this American Hitler. Not only is the people in support of this American Hitler, but all the big businesses, all the people in the Forbes top 10, the Fortune 500 top 10, these people, the captains of the industry who came to America's aid and helped provide tanks, help provide guns, help provide ammunition, help provide air power to defeat Hitler the first time, they are now standing in line to support the American Hitler, ladies and gentlemen. Again, this right here is not only going to change how we see ourselves, but it's going to change the world's outlook on us, because now how can you come intervene in other people's affairs when you literally have one of the worst person ever, worse than Saddam Hussein, worse than the original Hitler, worse than Osama bin Laden, who has caused tons and tons of trouble for people in America. And yet, right now, when you should be standing up against this man, standing up with your chest out saying, no, we are not going to go for this, you are saying, we support this man. We're going to give him millions and millions and millions of dollars. And we are going to encourage our kids to be just like us. This is very disappointing. This is very disappointing. No matter how you slice it, this does not look good. Because if you think about it from a perspective of just being a human being, do we not know evil when we see it? Most of them will tell you, oh, he's not an evil man. He's a businessman. He's going to give us, the rich people, tax breaks. He's going to give us, the rich people, opportunities to save our money. What about the middleman? They don't have no money to gain out of this, but yet still they fallen into the very same conversational piece of, he's going to make us rich. It's not going to affect you. It's only the changes he's going to be making is only going to affect the super rich. Now you got to remember, this person is so rich he doesn't even file taxes every year. Think about this. In America, the biggest thing you can do is not file your taxes, because no matter who you is, the government is coming for you, except for this person, because he has figured out the loopholes to not pay taxes, and he wants to give this same loophole to all of his rich friends. Because that's what it comes down to. It doesn't come down to the common person. If you're not making over a certain amount of money, his politics is not going to affect you financially. They will affect your standard of living. They will affect the food you eat. They will affect the clothes you buy for your kids. It might even affect the amount of happiness and daily joy you have in your life, because now you have co-workers that cannot come to work. You have friends who are being arrested simply because of the color they were born. You have women who are now having to keep babies that they, yes, we know how babies are born, ladies and gentlemen. We know how babies are made. But we have this thing called abortion, which keeps these kids from coming into the world. That gives extra markers. What if these kids come into the world and their parents don't want them, the mom don't want them, the dad don't want them? So now they're going to grow up in an abusive home because they weren't wanted in the first place. And now they're literally a burden on them. And even still, if they have the baby and they give the baby up for adoption, it is now still a burden on the population, because now we are the ones having to pay for their Medicaid. We are the ones having to pay for their food. We are the ones, when they get up and they get old enough and they learn they can file for disability, for mental disability, post-traumatic stress. I've been abandoned my whole life. They will be approved. And guess who's going to be fronting that bill? It's going to be the taxpayers. So again, it's not good for us as human beings to encourage little kids to grow up in an unwanted home. Yes, some of these kids, parents will have them and they will love them till the day that the parents died, because it was something that they probably said, hey, if this ban was not in place, I might probably had aborted you. But since I kept you, you are a light of my life. Is that a sure possibility? Yes. Is it more of a possibility that these kids will be abandoned, mistreated by their parents who did not want them and see them as a burden on their life? As us as human beings, we go more with the negative than the positive. So there's almost, I would say, at least a 75% chance that they will have more of a negative life compared to a happy life. Okay?
election? Will she actually become president? MAGA election deniers are trying to make sure the answer is no. 3 key facts. Number 1, Trump and Vance both claim Trump won the 2020 election, which is, of course, a lie.
Who won the 2020 election? Could you just answer, did Donald Trump win, yes or no?
Yes.
He did win?
Yep.
We won. We did win. It was a rigged election.
Obviously, Trump lost fair and square in 2020, as confirmed repeatedly by top election officials of every state, both Republican and Democrat, by 60-plus legal challenges, and by Trump's own Justice Department.
The claims of fraud were bullshit.
Trump and Vance are also on record refusing to commit to respecting the will of voters this time around.
If your opponent gets more votes, will you concede?
I really feel bad for you, man.
And before any votes were cast in this election, Trump was already spreading baseless lies, claiming fraud, even though the only major presidential election fraud in U.S. history is what he and his associates have been indicted for, including producing counterfeit electoral college certificates and pressuring state officials to falsify election results in 2020. Preemptively crying fraud is a repeat of Trump's playbook from 2020, when he also claimed fraud before any votes were cast as part of an allegedly premeditated plot to declare victory regardless of the election outcome.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so now you see that this gentleman that's running for office has absolutely no plans at all to abide by the rules. Now, if he wins, he's going to tell you he is elected by the people. The people came out and showed their support for him. He is now the president of the United States of America. But if he loses, he's going to tell you that the elections was rigged. Votes has been miscounted. He is being railroaded by the different states who do not like him. This is going to be January 6th all over again. And just like the first January 6th, nobody that is of Caucasian descent is going to be held responsible. You have people, American citizens, storm the American Capitol, and all they got was minimal jail time. Only one person lost their life, and that was the only security guard that dared to do their job. And today, in America, there is no statues put up for this person. There is no memorial anywhere for this person. January 6th came and went. Nobody talked about him because this person was a person of color. The only person to lose their life, and nobody talks about it. Minimal jail time, minimal probation, minimal court, anything. They haven't had any justice to worry about. And the reason why they don't have any justice to worry about, because before he left office, he made sure he put the supreme justices that he wants in power. So the people who's going to be making decisions on whether you're right or wrong is the people that he put in place. So for those of you who don't understand what I'm talking about, imagine going to your enemy's house and asking them for justice. Give me a fair trial. And they say, yeah, sure, we're going to give you a fair trial. What do you think your enemy's going to do? They're going to make sure they give it to you royally, because you are a fool walking into their house and asking for a fair trial. We need to put our own Supreme Court justices in position that cares about people. I'm talking real judges that care about people. They have no political affiliation. They have no national, religious, he, she, none of that affiliation. They're there to make sure that you, the defendant, or you, the plaintiff, get a fair trial. And whoever's the person that's telling the truth, they will decide in their favor. And that's really all we want. We want honesty, we want fairness, and we want the even shot right down the middle. Give us both a chance, man and woman. Give us both the chance to be equal in everybody's eyes. because the Statue of Liberty stands for equal rights and liberty. But we cannot have equal rights and liberty if the people in power do not see you as they equal. And you can see in America, when these people was in power, how many killings happened, how many killings went unpunished. That is really what you need to worry about, because election time, yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is America. Every veteran will tell you this is what we fight for, your right to vote. But we still want you to make sure you vote for the right people, because if you put them in office and they do not have your best interests, everyone's best interest, because you don't know, you might be on this side today and tomorrow you're on that side. Wasn't Iraq our enemies? Now we are working with the Iraqis to build a country. Wasn't Japan our enemies? And now we're working with Japan to make America better, because we import so much stuff. Something most people have not talked about is the relationship between Russia and United States. Now remember, they was planning on having this election from 2021. So Russia already made this plan to attack Ukraine, ladies and gentlemen. That's why when America did nothing to stop it, even to now, is because of the Republicans. It's not the Democrats, it's the Republicans, because the Republicans' top dog has already signed off that Russia, who is his best pal, you see them hanging out together all the time. So if you don't think he's going to be like, hey, Putin, you're doing the wrong thing, he's going to be like, hey, Putin, thank you very much. Now let's go ahead and help you take over Ukraine. It's still going on today, ladies and gentlemen, only because America has not stepped in, because the Republicans refuse to approve real military aid. I ain't talking about funding. I ain't talking about gear. I'm talking about sending real American troops to stop what's going on in Ukraine. And guess what? It's not going to happen if you elect the American Hitler. It's not going to happen. So, you know, this is just a little conversation. I hope you guys enjoy it. You know, if you like it, please go ahead, subscribe, comment, and share with your friends. You can send me messages. I will try to get them back to you as soon as possible. But again, ladies and gentlemen, this is America. We have choices. We are all human beings, and we all have the same equal right. So, as you can see, yes, I voted, and I made sure I voted for the right person that benefits everybody. So hopefully you will do the same, and you'll make sure the person you're voting for is also the person that benefits everybody, not just one group, everybody. So thank you very much.
Hey, you heard about the good news? Y'all sleeping on me, huh? Had a good snooze.